Hello there and welcome to Sawtill Show number 10. This episode is going to be all about the glue up of our drawer. But before we get to that, I want to show you a little repair project that came into the shop. And here it is. A friend of ours, Karen, asked me if I could repair this folding table of hers. This was made by her son many years ago when he was 12 years old. And she's had it all this time, and a leg was broken on it. So she asked me to make a repair, and I did. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's split, cracked all the way along here and all the way out to here. So I glued it together, and I put screws here and a couple back in here where you can't see. So I think that's good for a good long time. It's a clever sort of design. I think it's really neat. Now this is a handmade project, and anytime you look at something that's made by hand, it usually has a story to tell of some kind, or it paints a picture, or gives you some clue about how it was made. And let me show you what I found on this when I started working on it. Here's his name, Jared, and over here, and over here. And that makes perfect sense to me, because this was made in a busy shop class. And it took me back to when I was 12 years old. You had to put your name on every single piece that you were working on, every part, or it would get mixed up with somebody else's stuff. So that says that this was not made in some sort of solitary wood shop somewhere. This was a busy place where he made this. A cool little workshop with other kids. So that's kind of a neat story, and I was glad to discover that when I was working on this project. Now, sadly, Jared passed away just a few years after he made this. So I was very happy to be able to make this repair for Karen, because I know it's an important thing for her. And thank you, Karen, also for letting me share this with all of you. A neat project by a young person who left us way too soon. So, we'll be right back. And we're ready for our glue up. The last show we did a lot of sawing and chopping and fine tuning, and now we're ready to glue all this together. You notice that I put everything together. I've gathered all my materials ahead of time, and that's very important to me. I think it makes the glue ups go a lot more smoothly. The French have a term for this. It's called mise en place. It means putting things in place. And it makes a lot of sense in it's a culinary term, and it makes a lot of sense in a restaurant kitchen, and it makes a lot of sense in a workshop as well. Take the time to get everything ready to get started, and don't go scrambling around trying to find things as you need them. So we're practicing good mise en place here in the workshop. Let's see. I'm going to get the glue set here. That's probably going to be about enough, I hope. Got my brushes, I got all my stuff. I even have my glasses. Okay. We're going to be clamping. Oh, one thing I do want to mention, I want to fix some of the gaps as I go. Little gaps along the dovetails here that occasionally occur due to sawing or chiseling mistakes. And what I like to do is make little chips. I take a sharp knife and a piece of scrap, and I just go, see that? Mm-hmm. Without cutting the camera person. And what I wind up with are these little chips. They're slivers, and they have a real thin edge, and then they get gradually thicker. And what I can do is break them off or cut them with scissors and fit them just right so they fit into little gaps that may occur in my dovetails. It's a nice, clever way to fix those gaps. So we'll be doing that as we go. You'll see what I mean. So if we're ready, if we have our mise en place, if we have our act together, that's what we say here in America, then we'll begin. Are you set? Okay. Okay, I'm just thinking here. All right, here we go. You see? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that looks good. Right on. I'm happy. Well, that was the first time I tried gluing the slivers in while the glue was still wet. And you can see them here. And I will shave them off after it's dry, but I think that might actually work out to be a little bit better than putting them in after the drawer has been glued up. So we'll see, and we'll come back in about 24 hours. And it's been actually longer than 24 hours. It's been about 2 days. But here we are. Here are our wedges. And now what we're going to do is trim them off with a chisel. Like this. One side. Other side. I think that looks pretty good. We're going to plane that next. But let me just let me explain something. I hope it was clear in the last video portion that we did. We glued this up, we clamped it, then I checked for square, then I took it out of the clamps, put in the wedges, and then I clamped it again. I just want to make sure that's clear here. So this is the first time I've done that, but I think that that's going to turn out pretty good. So now we have to plane the back edge. We're going to do that first. So I think that'll do. Now it's on to plane the sides. Now, this is where grain direction becomes important. When I chose how these sides were going to go, I picked them so that the grain on this is going out this way and out this way, so that when I plane this, I won't get tear out. And because this is the front, I don't want to have any spelching going on this front edge, so I'm going to be working from front to back. Now these sides are slightly proud of the front. These pins are shy, and that's because I don't want to mess around with the size of my drawer front. That's perfect. So I'll plane the sides down to match. And I'll just be careful back here. I'm lifting slightly close to the end here so I don't get that spelching. A little bit more, very close. That feels pretty good. Do the other side. Now I'm just going to come in from the other side on these back ones here. Oh boy, that feels pretty good. Just like that. I'm happy with that one. Looks pretty good there. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay, here we go. Let's try and see if it fits. Pretty good? Mm-hmm. That looks good. Okay. Wow. What a relief. Okay. Now it's on to the knobs. And let me show you what we have here regarding the knobs. This is the knob that I originally picked for this. I had to go online and actually buy it online. I couldn't find anything that was really ideally to scale until I came across this. And it was okay. I mean, I'm not thrilled with it, but I figured that would be, good enough until I found maybe one better. And then just yesterday, I was in a store called Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you've heard of that place. It's like a craft supply store, a really big one. And they don't have a lot of woodworking stuff there. But I came across these knobs. Look at those. Can you see them? Okay. I just think that that profile has a lot more going for it. Just a matter of personal choice. But I really like this one. So we're going to go with this one. But we have to drill a hole right in the front first. So, let us do that.
Cute.
And now we'll try it on. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I swing it out like this. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Or more?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, neat, huh? I love that knob. And I think it looks great. And now we're going to fast forward ahead. And I'm going to do the other knob. And I made the other drawer while you weren't looking. So when we come back in just a moment, you're going to see all three drawers in their place. So can't wait for that. We have our other two drawers done. And look at that. I think it looks great. I'm kind of happy with this. Look at that. I love the knobs. And the drawers fit, I think, pretty well. And it's starting to look like a sawtill. So, when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to finish the fronts and the knobs with Danish oil. And then I have to decide what we're going to do about the insides. We could leave them completely unfinished. That's perfectly acceptable and quite a traditional way of doing things. Or I might be able to, I might choose to put a finish coat or a sealer coat of thin shellac just to smooth it up a little bit and seal it. So that's a possibility too. I'm still thinking about which way to go with that. But you'll find out when we come back next time. But I am thrilled. It's finally starting to look like a finished piece. And next time we're also going to talk about how we mount things in here. We've got a rail that comes across here to support the saws, and then kerf boards up here. So all that next time. Thank you for stopping by, and see you then.
Wasn't that great?